And I went to the very bottom. I'm like, I want to know what's the best one. I want to know where Skypeia's ranked. Those listed from worst on all the way to the bottom was the best. I don't see Skypeia. I got to the very bottom. They ranked Skypeia as the best.
What? What the? Outside that though, welcome back to more One Piece, my favorite manga of all time, and the amazing journey of Josue going through 1,004 now chapters. Well, actually 1,002 now is what we're up to. Some of the thousands. Josue reading through 1,000 fucking chapters to catch up with the rest of the world.
And I'm not even halfway done yet. I'm not halfway.
You literally, so you just got to Skypeia and you were killing it from East Blue to Skypeia.
In terms of how fast I was going.
Yeah, yes, but something happened in Skypeia, which we'll discuss, that made you fall off so hard on the speed of your reading. Like, you really were like, bro, I'm struggling through this arc.
It was a struggle. Yeah. I feel bad. I feel like I'm not getting it compared to what other One Piece fans. I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't think there's no consensus that everyone's like, oh my god, this is one of the greatest arcs of all time. But people hate it, and I feel like interesting because you definitely hate parts of it. If this was, so flip it, if this came before Alabasta, how bad would One Piece look to you right now?
Terrible.
Right?
Because I think East Blue, I don't think anyone in the One Piece fandom, maybe a small tiny handful, may think that East Blue saga was the best saga.
You're capping if you think that.
Yeah, like I think maybe like a small tiny majority, but like it's I feel like it would be like the people who say like the OG Dragon Ball is the best.
You do still think that very much. Like, they don't like Dragon Ball Z at all. Well, we started in Jaya, and you like Jaya, right?
Jaya was aight. It was like a good.
It was cool. Jaya's really good. I love Jaya.
It was good. It was good. It wasn't the best that One Piece offered, obviously, but I think the beauty of the Jaya Island arc and everything that it was setting up was that the setup made me really intrigued. It was a lot of. Let's be honest. Jaya Island arc is just set up.
We also have the Blackbeard interaction.
Yes,
which is something for way later, but that's also set up too.
This is the first time that we got an actual clear mention of haki.
Oh yeah, they call it a mantra.
No, but I'm talking about even before that. In Jaya Island.
When did it happen in Jaya?
In Jaya Island, we see I believe it was a Blackbeard crew, the damage that Luffy did to this piece
Bellamy.
To that piece of crap. And I know Bellamy's gonna come back later. Like, I know he's.
I love how you call him Bellamy, like fucking salami, bro. That is so fucking funny. Bellamy. What is his name? Bellamy. You know I'm reading this, so I know. But calling him Bellamy is so fucking funny. Yeah, but like when they saw the damage, one of them said, "Was this damage done with haki?" Really?
Yeah. This was the first mention.
I never peeped that. In my opinion, and this is going to be a very hot take, but the biggest takeaway from the saga, in my opinion, was the meeting between Luffy and Blackbeard. Because I still don't quite understand it, and I'm in 1,000 chapters in. Because I know what Blackbeard is like now. And this Blackbeard who's talking to Luffy is very different. Because he's talking about, like, chase your dreams, like pursue them, like don't let anybody laugh at them, like we'll be the ones at the top. But then now, like, he's a fucking huge antagonist in the story, and it kind of makes you think, like, is he actually evil, or is he just like Luffy but he has a different means of getting to where he wants to get? And also, I think you saw at the end of Jaya also that I forgot which one of his crewmates, they go to marry, I always forget how to pronounce it, like Mary Joie or something like that. It's where the world government meets up. And you don't remember this?
Oh yeah. There was like a quick. That was also.
It was really quick, but it was a huge setup because the crewmate was like, "Hey, now the crocodile's gone. Can Blackbeard be part of the warlords?" And then you don't come back to that for a long time.
Here is my tie-in. Here is my beef with Skypeia. Jaya Island felt still like it was adding to the actual story still.
Yeah.
While setting up this Sky Island.
Yeah.
Even though literally everything about the Sky Island was not relevant to the Blackbeard point or to like you said, like the world government piece that we saw for like a chapter.
Yeah.
Where it was, oh, they're setting something up. It's gonna be crazy. And here, in my perspective, when I was reading Sky Island, they set that up literally right before they went to Skypeia.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here thinking that it has to be somewhat still relevant.
Yeah, plot related, has to be.
But we drop every single plot line to get to Skypeia.
Yep.
And we're a good. I don't remember how many chapters it was.
I think Skypeia has 7 volumes, 66 chapters.
66. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
66 chapters, dude. Of a story that I kept thinking my entire time, this feels like filler. Compared this the most to
Hunter.
the Chimera Ant arc of Hunter x Hunter, and it felt like it was super long, dragged out, and it and a bunch of new characters get introduced, and they end up being more the plot than our main characters. So I remember I actually asked myself, but why do I like the Chimera Ant arc, and why do I not like Skypeia?
Yeah.
And I think there were a couple of reasons why, and it felt like to me that even though Chimera Ant did not to me never felt like filler. Simon, name 3 of the characters besides Eminem.
Can I use
Can I use a lifeline?
Are they only characters that were on the Sky Island, or the characters just in the whole saga?
Sky Island.
Fuck. Anel.
No, I said besides Eminem. You know who I meant when I said Eminem.
I know what they look like.
Oh, great, perfect. Sounds good.
It's still a very much good, just standalone story, and you can't knock it for that, you know? It's a good side story.
I still don't even agree with that.
You don't think it's okay? Come on, okay. So let's strip One Piece. Let's strip everything contextually around One Piece.
Let's say that.
And let's pretend this is a single, just single story. You like, hey, Josue, there's this cool manga called Skypeia. Pick it up, and you picked it up, and you read 660 chapters. You don't think this story is good?
I think there's potential to be good if it was literally expanded upon, done differently.
Dude, why? So wait, did you not get goosebumps like when you found out that the island was part of Jaya and it got shot up? You didn't feel, you were like, oh, wow, that's great. No, you didn't feel that. Also, you like, what about when they first come to Jaya and they see the giants in the sky and they thought they were monsters, but they find out it's the reflection of the shadows of the people who live up there? Like, isn't that kind of like a cool connection? Like, oh my god, like it was always the sky people that they saw. No. What about Nolan? His family confirmation that he wasn't a fucking liar.
No, that I like.
Ooh.
There was a good 5 or 6 chapters, I believe, in a row where it was just Nolan. Nolan.
Yeah.
By the way, I love how that's the one character I remember. Because I actually like him.
Yeah, Nolan actually was a nice character.
He actually had a story.
Yeah, he did. I mean, like, people who live up here have a story.
Boy, if you don't. Okay.
But what really got me is I think the best part about it, in terms of not the parts that are relevant to the plot, but just its own little story, are definitely the Nolan parts. I think you can agree to that. Yes. I think just like watching that history, I legit did feel some type of way when I was reading the old history and how they kicked him out because they saw him knocking on the trees and he was just trying to help them, and like they immediately regretted kicking him out. Like that, I felt that I was like, damn, that's really fucked up.
But you see, my issue here is that this is Norland's story.
Yeah.
Nolan. It's Norland.
Noland. Noland.
Yeah, I kept calling him. I was saying Norland.
Norland.
My bad. This is Nolan's story.
Yeah.
And we're just keeping up with characters that aren't Nolan, that are continuing Nolan's story. And that's the thing that's the problem, is that I don't care about y'all. I care
about Nolan.
Right now, every single character I can I have a backstory for it, and it's cool, it's dope, and that's what makes me like the characters even more. But then we get to Skypeia, where we're introduced to a lot of characters, right? We're introduced to a ton
a lot of Guerrilla Force characters, just natives.
Yeah, a lot of Anel's army characters too.
Yep.
The thing is, I'm here really wanting a backstory. And the thing about Oda is that when he introduces a character, like even Frankie, I have seen Frankie for a little bit, but I get a backstory for him, at least not too deep. Like I didn't have to wait forever for me to get a backstory in Frankie. I got one not too long after I meet Frankie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now I can mess with Frankie.
Now I can actually fuck with this character.
I mess with him. I see why he's a cyborg. It's lit. Like, let's go. Like now I can see. I mess with Frankie.
Yeah.
Here I'm like, all right, we're introduced to a bunch of characters. Let me get some backstory because like, I don't know them. I don't know these guys. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I just met them. It makes sense you wouldn't be attached to them.
Who the hell is Anel? Like, I want to know what.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
What was the beef that happened 6 years ago? Because like I'm mentioning 6 years ago and now it took over. So I want to see that happen. I want to see like, and how did Anel get that devil fruit? Right? I want to see why is there devil fruit on this island?
Yeah.
Anel never left. Right? Anel never left the Sky Islands. So how are there devil fruits on the Sky Islands? I want to know that. I want to see this stuff because at least that would play into the plot of One Piece maybe a little bit more. No, I don't. The one flashback that I get is for a character that's dead. He's dead already. He's dead already 400 years ago and isn't relevant.
But I do feel like even though he is dead, that backstory does give life to the current mini plot of the story. Because without that flashback, all this fighting and shit would just feel so shonen.
Yeah. I guess a criticism that I have for Hunter x Hunter, where it felt like every saga just felt like Tagashi was just like, I feel like doing this now.
I just want to do this.
Yeah, it felt like that the most with Greed Island. Greed Island was just like,
which is him fucking around.
I don't give a fuck what I just wrote about. I'm gonna do some new shit. But I think the genius about Tagashi is that he still figures out a way to make it relevant,
to make it entertaining and actually enjoyable.
Make it, one, entertaining, and two, it still ties in with the plot somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
I'm like, bro, I don't know how you did it, but you did it. The one time Oda did it, because every arc so far to me, even though like it could be weird, out of this world, whatever, it still felt like part of the overall scheme to me. Except for Foxy, which stupid, whatever. 20 chapters, I can deal with it. This was the one time that like I think he really experimented with. I don't know, maybe he was talking to Tagashi on the phone the other day. He was like, yo, Tagashi, bro, what's up with that Greed Island, bro? That shit's lit.
You should do what I did, but in the sky. Genius. And then, as he was writing, he was like, how am I gonna make this at all relevant to the plot?
Exactly. He probably was, I feel it really feels like Oda was like he's like, I'm tired of One Piece. I feel like I want to do something cool, bro. Like I want to
do some gangster shit.
Now. I would drop One Piece right now and do some shit about the sky. Wait. I have an idea. Oh wait, nah, I could just do both. Like that's what it felt like. It really.
I can see that. It definitely felt experimental because it definitely doesn't follow the same
routine. Not the same
routine and relativeness as any other arc you're gonna see in One Piece.
I think the one thing about shonen, if you're gonna read a shonen, you always end up comparing to Dragon Ball. It's like the Godfather.
It comes back to it, yeah.
Yeah, like, but I think the one thing about Toriyama that's sort of genius, that when I think about it, because I do think we drag on Toriyama OD, but I do think he actually has like
some thoughts when he's writing it. Yeah, he's not just writing action scenes. He actually knows something.
Yeah, he knows something. And I think the one thing that I do appreciate about him is that, that is like a weird, super duper coincidence, but he utilizes time skips a lot. Where I think the good thing about him is that it doesn't feel like
the next day.
That these things aren't happening back to back to back to back.
That's
you need to understand that like the majority of the real chunk of the Cell saga takes place 4 years after Frieza and Namek.
Yeah, like, that is true.
Yeah, and then with the Majin Buu saga, that was 7 years after. So like, it's not like these things are happening back to back. Toriyama is just like, I'm gonna just.
Meanwhile, I think I told you this. One Piece, the Straw Hat crew has only known each other for I think it was a month or something. Like they've only spent time with each other together.
Wait.
What?
Water 7, they've only known each other for a month.
No, by the whole story where we're at now. They've only spent a month of each other. Because sorry.
But so yeah, Skypeia was not just one afternoon.
I think it might have been one day, dude. I think it actually was probably just a day.
Luffy only knew Robin for less than like 2 weeks, and he's here like, I will die for her.
I would die for you.
The thing,
My woman. That's my.
the thing
That's
is,
my
though, you need to remember, like, that's just Luffy's extreme.
I know.
When he has an idea, like, you know.
I just wish that in my head it just feels makes a lot more sense when it's been because you were in Skypeia for months or whatever.
Just don't think about time.
Even then, it's hard for me to believe that because he wasn't even with Robin majority of the time.
Yep. No, I was about to say Robin was by herself.
Robin and Skypeia dipped, which also makes it harder for me to believe that she's like, I love the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats are my people. That's the squad.
I actually want to talk about that real quick because as much as on Skypeia, there was one huge plot relevant thing, and that was Robin finding the poneglyph there.
Yeah,
so that was huge because one, it first talked about how there's an ancient weapon, called Poseidon. Spoiler alert for people watching this who haven't watched Water 7. So for some reason, if you're watching this because you just finished Skypeia and you didn't watch Water 7, spoiler alert. There's another weapon that comes up in Water 7 called Pluton, yeah, and you just saw about that. So that's pretty cool because you're really starting to see the early little signs of the ancient past that Robin's trying to discover. But do you remember when the Mary was being built? Remember in the middle of the night? There was like a ghost on it.
Oh yeah.
It's so small. It's so tiny because it doesn't happen again for the rest of the Skypeia.
Yeah, it was like a quick couple of panels, I think, with just you stop. It's like waking up and be like,
that's nothing. Just goes right back to bed.
Yeah, like you stop. It's like, well, something's. I see some shit. Oh, that means at least. No, wait. That happened when they were sleeping. So that means that Skypeia was 2 days at least.
Oh shit, they did fall asleep. Yeah. Oh yeah, good point.
2 days.
2 days. Me and Jose started talking about even before recording that the whole native tribes fighting against the new Skypeia. I don't know what the citizens of Skypeia are called, but whatever they're called, that whole fight kind of gives off the whole colonization vibe of like people came in and took the resources from the natives and they're trying to take it back. So there's a lot of powerful kind of imagery there, but it sucks because it's with characters we kind of disregard right after, you know?
Yeah. And this is also the one I've also picked this up from the One Piece wiki that this is the one arc in this segment in pre-time skip where a new character isn't added to the Straw Hats. In every saga, a new character, at least one character is added to the Straw Hats, apparently.
Yeah.
Frankie in Water 7, Chopper and Robin in Alabasta, and obviously the 5 OGs in East Blue. And I'm assuming that skeleton guy will be in the saga after Water 7, and that would make it 9. So it's like, what, is there a 10th one in the arc after?
You want me to answer?
That's honest. I don't consider that really a spoiler.
Well, there's 10 of them now, yeah, but 10 did not come for a long time.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say my headcanon is that there's a temporary member that joins and then he dips. Anyways,
and then he just dips.
Yeah, I'm noticing that in One Piece there's a lot of temporary Straw Hat members. Like a lot of people are just there for like a good hot minute or two. Like Vivi,
yeah,
she's a temporary. Don't get me. She's a temporary member. Like I'm not gonna be like she wasn't a Straw Hat.
Yeah.
And then those 2 dudes in East Blue who were like Zoro's friends back in the day.
Johnny and whatever his name is. Yeah.
By the way, you remember Johnny's name?
But not the Skypeia people. I know. It's bad.
Johnny did less than the Skypeia people.
Some would say he did more. The biggest thing I just want to get at my chest last is I think this is the first time we've seen a Logia.
Nani?
A Logia type devil fruits where your whole body becomes the element.
Oh, yeah, actually that's like the one thing I wanted to get into more, just I know, because he's actually the one character I can remember. He's Eminem incarnate.
Actually, no, wait, sorry. Crocodile was Logia. But I think it's the first time you get an explanation of Logia. I should clarify that.
Oh, actually, wait. So Crocodile also is like on the same level as Enel?
Yeah, they have the same type. They're called Logia types. But I think in Alabasta, I'm pretty sure in Alabasta, it was never explained.
No.
I think Enel.
Right now, I'm getting this. I'm getting this explanation right now, like this revelation right now that you're right.
Yeah, he was Logia. And I think Enel, because Enel's really elitist and he likes explaining shit. I think he was one of the people that was like, I'm a Logia. Like, you're up. I think Luffy's a Paramythia, is what they're called. It was like a Paramythia would never be able to touch a Logia. Like, why are you even trying to fight me?
What is Paramythia like the one below? I guess
there's not a ranking. There's just different types. So this is gonna get really weird because I think Oda kind of fucked up how he classified them, but this is how it goes. Zoan are animals. Or so if you
I've noticed that.
You know that one, yeah. Logia is you just become OP with your element. So like if I'm not rubber, if I'm fire like Ace, my whole body can go fire.
Oh, that's Ace.
Yeah, Logia types. Yeah. Paramythia is kind of a catch-all. If you're not in Zoan or Logia, you're just called a Paramythia. Logia types have like this huge stick up their ass, so they really think no one can touch me, which is actually accurate. Like if you don't got hockey, you're not touching them.
It just so happens that Luffy just happens to have the one the one
power,
but the one that really goes against I know,
which like, is so fucking funny to me, man.
Yeah, and that face will forever be iconic. And now his face is the one takeaway from this saga, at least. Just that one, that revelation, like,
I can't hit this fucking dude.
Yeah, and not only that, what I love, it's weird though. I'll say this. I love that Enel has no idea what rubber is. Enel was, I don't know, fucking taking a piss in a river, on a cloud river, and then he looked up and was like, oh snap, what's that? And he eats it because he's an idiot. And then he gets thunder power. I can see. I can't believe him saying like, I just ate a Logia type, and there's other types, and I'm better than them.
I'm in danger.
He's also not from Skypeia.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's true. He's not.
Yeah, he migrated over after he destroyed his island.
Yep.
Which I guess I remember. Maybe I definitely forgot. I obviously did. But why does Enel want to destroy the islands?
I remember he wants to make it to the moon. I don't remember why he was trying to destroy the islands to get there, but his ultimate goal was to reach the moon. I don't think Enel is like near the top 20 of like One Piece villains, because his motif is like shite. Like he's a generic fucking character who just wants to be strong. Like,
but you see, my issue is that there's so much potential there.
There is.
Like we're introduced to a guy who really thinks he's the shit. Mm-hmm. So can you imagine if like, you know, and he's really, like I said, he has his head up his ass, and I can't imagine how dope it would be if like, can you imagine a scenario where they push him like all this, because he's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And did he fall down to
I think it never was confirmed, but I mean it would make sense that he would fall through, but I don't think he actually did. But you would think he'd fall straight through because he just got hit in the air.
Yeah, I think I would have really loved a situation where if there's any character, like I know that a character didn't join the crew, and I would have really loved that, because I really would love to see a scenario where we have one of these characters
still tied to it.
No, yeah, because that's such an interesting dynamic. We have a Skypeia, which is a whole world of its own, and they never even imagine wanting to even come down to the regular Earth, to the world. Like they know it exists, but
that's
they have
a good point actually. Like that actually would have been a great excuse to add them to the crew. But I mean, at the same time, also it's like these are also characters we really don't care about, so it'd been hard to really like start falling in love with this character they add.
That's true, but it's still an opportunity. Like it could have been the little girl, right? Or it could have been with Mantra, which could have been an interesting dynamic to the group, and that would make her different already right there off the bat. Like Chopper is different. You know, obviously they all have their little quirks so far. That would have been her thing, Mantra. Like that could have been cool. And that, like, imagine there was only one hockey user on the group by the end, and it was her from the beginning. That would have been
actually would have been nice, not gonna lie. But
yeah, that would have been a great, because she had it from the jump. She had it from the jump.
It would have made more sense that Luffy would learn it from her or him or whatever it was.
Exactly. You literally just introduced me to a whole like universe to a whole different system that we've never met before. You put so many chapters and effort and work into introducing me to a whole different ecosystem with a different religion. This is the one time so far in a manga that I've read in a minute where like a religion is introduced. You feel me? Like a new religion. Like there's a whole ecosystem to Skypeia with a whole towns and people with a belief system with wings. They have wings, my brother. Like, are you kidding me? They are angels. These are different people. This is a different manga. You're really telling me that you put so much work and effort into this Oda that and like I see the effort, bro. I see that you really put your effort into this Oda. Like you really thought about that. You sat down and you were like you were like that. You were that dude from It's Always Sunny. Like you really put a map up, bro. Like I see that effort that you did, bro. For what?
I think it's safe to conclude this with I personally think that even though it's not relevant to the plot, the writing and story in this was fine for me. I enjoyed every chapter. I enjoyed every episode when I was a kid. I don't go back to it. I'll be quite honest. I never go back to Skypeia. But I remember for what it is, and I'll never change my mind on that. I don't want to go back and taint it. Josue, by all means, I understand your point. It's not relevant to our story, but I mean, it was a decent story. It wasn't the worst thing you ever read, so could be way worse. And now you have Water 7, which is back to relevancy. Once again, Bang Brothers, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you type in Bang Brothers, accompanied by platform name, you'll find us. What did you say? TikTok, and Twitch also. Until next time, take care of yourselves. We'll see you then.